Hello everyone, welcome back to the Optum Care Community Centers. We have Colleen with us today from Zen Yoga, and she's going to take us through a chair yoga class. You'll need a chair and a lot of space to move, and I think you're really going to enjoy this class. It takes us through a variety of ranges of motion and really helps kind of calm us down and bring any stress that we might have down just a little bit. So go ahead and grab that chair and meet me back here for a great workout. Before engaging in this program, make sure you are in good physical condition and do not suffer from any known disability or condition which would prevent or limit your participation in this exercise program. An examination by a physician should be obtained by anyone prior to commencing a fitness and/or exercise program, or initiating a substantial change in the amount of regular physical activity performed. If you choose not to obtain a physician's consent prior to beginning this fitness program, you should continue at your own risk. It is your sole responsibility to participate in exercises that are appropriate for the current status of your health. It is your responsibility to ask your doctor if this activity is appropriate before participating. This program is not medically supervised, and exercise activities are led by independent fitness instructors or employees of Optum Care. Optum Care Network of Arizona is not responsible for the actions or omissions of the instructors or other program participants.
Hello and welcome back. This is our chair yoga class for today. So we're going to start at the edge of our seat and begin just becoming more mindful about where we're placing our body. So yoga is always that blend of bringing the mind into the body and into the present moment. We'll do this by first setting the feet straight. So we always create a foundation kind of coming up. So feet are going to be nice and even and straight. Try not to let the toes turn outward. If anything, have them so slightly inward, just for a little bit of hugging on the inner leg. So I'm going to pretend like I'm hugging something on the inner leg here. If I have a yoga block at home, anything like that, even a rolled up towel or yoga blanket, I could stick it right here between the knees and kind of give it a little hug. That's just going to begin to help us stay nice and steady in the legs. I push those feet down. From there, I'm going to lean back just enough to sit upright. So I might kind of go back and forth a couple of times. So again, I'm working on that foundation. So I'm going to shift forward and back a little bit until I find that sweet spot where I feel like I'm nice and vertical. I might shift between the left and the right hip a little bit as well, so I can find the center point. And then I find the point between that right and left hip and the front and the back. And once I find that, I'm going to kind of stay there. The hands can just rest on the legs for today, palms down, and we'll sit with a tall spine. We'll take the chest nice and open. I'm going to have the chin toned down. So the idea here is I'm going to pretend like I'm hugging a grapefruit under the chin to the collarbone. So that gives me a little action, and the back cervical spine begins to open and lift. So I do want to picture that the back of the head, imagine that you have like a little hook on it and there's a string kind of lifting that up, and then that way you can just relax down off of that. We're going to take those shoulders and inhale them up and exhale them back and down. It usually feels really nice. We'll do that again. Inhale, circle them forward and up, and exhale and bring them back and down. And do another one, third and final. Inhale, slowly rolling those shoulders, and exhale. Just settle them down the back to relax that neck tension a little. With that chin tucked, we're going to slowly come into our breath work. Let's bring our hands at the low belly. So just something that's comfortable. With a tall spine, we're going to begin some breath work in and out of the nose. So my mouth will be relaxed, jaw relaxed, lips gently touching. And from here, we're going to inhale through the nose, nice and deep. And exhale through the nose, nice and steady. Inhale again through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Inhale again. And softly exhale. So you're going to keep breathing on your own. I'm going to add a little bit to it for you. You can choose to add in the layers if you like. If there's too many, just pick what works for you. As you inhale, we're going to inhale slowly into the body. I want to let the low belly relax outward into the hands. No pushing, it's just an expansion. As I exhale, I'm going to hug the navel up and back towards the spine. This pushes the diaphragm up and the lungs clear. Inhale, relaxes the belly, opens the lower lungs and fills the upper lungs. As we exhale, navel to spine, diaphragm draws in and presses up and out. We repeat, in and out. Just a couple of more, creating a little bit more space and capacity in the lungs. Inhale. And exhale. You might notice the breath has a slight soft sound moving through the nose, like air moving through a straw. It's enough for you to hear, but not the person next to you. One more breath like this, a little slower, little deeper. Exhale, a little steadier, a little more even. Good. Keeping that breath for our practice. Inhale, we're going to sweep up, reaching all the way up. Exhale, clearing down. Inhale, we sweep up. Exhale, clear down. And third and final, inhale, big reach, stretching up, lifting those heels. Exhale, begin to settle down. So we're going to start just opening the body. Give the toes a little tap. Maybe we've been seated just a little bit. So we want to just get some circulation going there. Good. You can lift and tap the heels just a couple of times. From here, we're going to slowly work up the legs a little bit. So I'm going to start, I'll lift my hands under one leg, your choice, which one. So I'm going to come under the thigh and I'm going to lift, kind of supporting that. And I'm just going to do some ankle circles both ways, giving that a nice kind of clear, if you would. And then I'm going to inhale, exhale, and extend one leg out, and then bring it down. We'll do the other side. So I'm going to inhale, lift that leg, give a few circles. Again, just trying to get some circulation moving throughout the low body, reversing. Inhale, a little more, bring that leg up. Exhale, extend and reach it out, and bring it down. Up into the hip place, so you can keep, if you have a block between the knees, you can keep it there. What we're going to do is we're going to be lifting the heels off the ground, but I want to do so pretending that I have an egg, like a fresh egg under my toes. So I'm going to be lifting the heels, but I'm going to do it by flexing in the hip region. So I'm going to use all the action up here. Try not to push the toes down to do this. So I'm going to be lifting with the breath. Or just taking nice steady breaths as you go. We want to do about 20 of these, just warming up that hip flexor. And again, I'm trying to pretend like my toes are barely touching the floor. It's actually harder than it looks. So if 10 is your max, you might stop there. Good. After you complete, we're going to take that leg up once again. So I'm going to interlace, bring that leg up, and I'm going to start to do some circles with the hip. It's going to look like circles with the knees, but the origin is at the hip. I take some breaths. Now I can hold under the thigh if I need some support. Maybe my hips need a little extra support, or my knee or something like that. If I'm pretty strong in the legs, I can actually increase it by putting my hand on top of the leg and pressing the hand and the leg together at the same time. I'm going to make sure I reverse those circles and I'm gently drawing that hand, and you'll notice it's actually quite a bit of work, or I can circle around under the thigh. Either way works, just trying to get that loosened up. Release that down. You can take a breath. You can stretch it out if you need to. Let's do the other side. So whatever leg you didn't do, go ahead. We're going to interlace, lift that leg, come up. And again, you can start those gentle circles. So this is going to be a little bit more of the restorative side of it. If I want a little bit more active side, I push the hand into that thigh. I'm going to create some circles. Of course, we're going to reverse it. So we always go both ways. Good. So just clearing that out. Releasing the feet down, coming to a nice tall spine. I'm going to take my shoulder blades together and kind of squeeze them onto my back. Just kind of warming up the shoulder blades in that region. So 20 times, give or take. But take deep breaths as you do this. We're trying to bring in mindfulness in our movement. Good. Once that's done, you can bring the hands out. You can circle the wrists both ways. Inhale, hands up, fingers touch the shoulders, elbows together. Circle open. We're just going to go a couple of times, 2 times each way, just getting that nice and open. So it's important to get some movement occurring before we go into our stretching. So circulation in those tendons and ligaments. We'll bring the arms down now. We're going to take those legs a little bit wider. So here, I'm in that wider stance, if you would. My toes should be open for this. And I'm going to start with a little bit of the cat-cow spine. So sacrocranial pump. I'm just getting that spine to move 1 vertebrae at a time. Nice and important. And exhale. We're going to be working on a little bit of twisting today, as well as opening up. So being able to clear out a little bit of the connective tissue. And then I'm going to give a twist. So I'm going to see if I can turn navel to spine. Now here, as whatever way I turn, I try and pull those ribs gently back and up. I can put the other hand on the thigh. I can put it on this thigh. If I want to help, I can't pull with the shoulder, please. So just gently touch. You can look over the shoulder if that's comfortable for you, or look down at the floor. Either way, 3 breaths here. So we're taking and inhaling. The breath will be a little constricted. Try and breathe in anyway in the belly. Last breath if you need one more. And then on an inhalation, we're going to come back to center and just sit upright for a moment, noticing the difference in the side bodies. So really important to be able to feel that. Let's come back for another arch one more time. We'll take it into our round and we're going the other way. So I'm going to take that round, draw the ribs slightly back. If I can walk that hand across to the leg, to the opposite thigh, or I could put the elbow on the thigh right next to it. I'm looking over that shoulder. I can look down at the floor if that feels comfortable. I can look up and over. Those few breaths. Good. And then I'm going to slowly come out. Nice tall spine. We're going to bring the feet back in. And this time we're going to interlace the fingers. So I'm going to begin to stretch up a little. Feet should be about hip distance apart or less at this point if it's comfortable to you. Please keep pushing the feet down. You'll notice that actually improves my posture. So we are working on that tall spine. I'm going to inhale, bring the hands up to center, and then exhale, push them diagonally out and down. Now, elbow, shoulder concerns, I'm just going to keep them slightly bent. My full range would be stretching out, pulling the fingers back. Keep that core in and the feet pushing down. Let's inhale, bring the hands by the heart center. Exhale, give it a pressure straight outward. Make sure to check those shoulders, that the neck and shoulders are staying somewhat relaxed. That core stays in, hands come to the forehead this time. So I'm going to inhale, hands to the forehead. Exhale, I'm going to push them up, shoulders down. Now I'm going to slowly begin drawing those arms over the head. So hands or shoulders are down, hands are pressing up, navel's in, feet are pushing down. Now I'm going to take an inhale, lift those heels, stretch those hands. If I can, look up at those hands. Nice stretch. Bring the heels down. Plant the hips and draw over to the side, lifting the rib up away from the hip. Inhale, coming to center. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, lift up, come down, and as you're ready, exhale, take your bend. So root that hip. Try not to bow forward with the chest. It likes to. So the pectorals stay open. I'm going to come back up to center. Once again, lift, just like we did before. I'm going to come down. Now, navel to the spine. Oh, so gentle turn. Try not to turn at the knees and not too much of the shoulder. We're turning between the ribs and the hips at the organ cavity. So navel back. Good breath. Shoulders down. Inhale, come center. Press up. Come down. Next breath, give it a turn. Navel to spine. Keep the hips square. So I'm just trying to turn. Inhale from the top. One more. Reach up. Inhale. Bending over to one side of your choice. Push the feet. Make sure the knees stay square. Draw over. Elbows can stay bent. If this is too much, just keep the elbows slightly bent. You can bring the hands forward if you need to, so they can come any position that works for your body today. I'm going to come back up. Final twisting here. Navel to spine. Give it a gentle turn all the way to the side. Inhale, we come back to center. Press up. Come down. Navel to spine. Hug into the center. And go ahead and give it a nice turn gently over to the side. We're going to come to center. Push those hands up. We're going to slowly, oh so slowly, bring those hands down. So we're just trying to give it a nice little release. Let the hands float down and relax just for a moment. They might feel pink or puffy and look pink, so that's just circulation increasing in the hands. Very good, we do want that. Inhale, we're going to sweep up, arms over the head. Exhale, we're going to take a swan dive. So I push down on my feet. If I need to bring the hips back a little bit, I will. I'm going to draw over, and I'm actually just going to kind of ragdoll. So I can put the hands anywhere they hang. If they drop to the feet, chin into the chest. Let the knees stay in, so I'm kind of hugging over. And you'll notice here that the spine might be a little tight. We're going to inhale, push down through the feet, roll up through the spine, come up, inhale, reach, and exhale, set down. Good. We're going to inhale, we're going to reach up again. Exhale, we're going to take one more time, swan dive. So I reach that chest, I'm going to come forward, release over. Inhale, bring the hands up the shin, head, heart, eyes forward. Exhale, release. This time you can either have the hands hang where they are. Maybe you can interlace or hold the elbows, the opposite elbow with the opposite hand behind the leg, and drape over. Inhale, we're going to come up and exhale down. This time we're going to inhale, arms straight forward, navel to spine. So I'm going to just try and work on, believe it or not, it's actually quite a lot of core work to sit up. So I'm going to try and keep my shoulders down, navel in. Okay? If I can bring my feet forward, I will. Maybe even the toes up. So that gives me a little bit of a variation here. Holding, 3 breaths. Shoulders down, navel in. Hug the knees center. Don't let them cross the midline. Bring the feet back to center. We're going to bring the hands to the heart. One hand to your hip of your choice. We're going to bring the other hand to the outside of the knee. I'm going to inhale, lengthen up. So we're working on that twisting. I don't want to twist at my shoulder, navel to spine. I'm giving a little bit of turn. If I want to increase this and it works for me in my shoulder, I'm going to slide down. And if I can, that elbow passes the outer leg. Hand comes by the heart. This would be the full pose. I don't have to do it. So I can keep one hand at the hip, slide up the forearm. I'm just working on that twist. Deep breath. Okay, so we'll do other side. So inhale first, come up, just set. Feel the difference in the two sides. Just a couple of movements left. Inhale, we're going to lengthen up. Bring the other hand to the other hip, and that arm outside the leg. Lift up once again, navel to spine. Slowly begin to slide down that leg. You can give it a turn. If you want more, you can slide it down if you have that flexibility. Ideally, hands would park together at the heart, so a twisted prayer pose. That might be a bit much. This is sufficient for a nice twist. Inhale, we're going to come to center. Final pose on each side. We're going to turn to one side. One hand on the back of the chair. One hand on the side. Inhale, lengthen up. Push the feet. Exhale, give it a turn to the back. And we'll come back. Final pose, final side. We turn all the way around to the other side. So hand on the back of the chair, hand on the side of the chair. Push the feet down, tall spine. Inhale, exhale, give it a turn. Inhale, come to center, release. And then all the way back forward. We finish just how we began, tall spine, feet push down, knees hug in, shoulders back, chin in. Couple of breaths. That nice, slow, steady breath. Let the belly expand. Inhale. Navel to spine. Exhale. Inhale, sweep up, lift the heels. And exhale, clearing and settling down. Closing out our practice. Inhale, second time. It's kind of like the third. Exhale. Now third and final. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, hands to heart. And we complete. Well done, everyone. See you next time.